Hello, and welcome to the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project's Stay Healthy at Home webinar series. Today is July 21st, and today you are attending How May I Assist You? The Benefits of Assistive Technology. So before we get started again, we'll cover some housekeeping. If you have any questions, feedback, we will be taking a poll later. So if you have anything you want to mention about the poll, you can do all of that in the questions box right in your control panel. Also in your control panel, you'll see that there are 4 handouts for you. We have the resources and the slides already available for download in PDF form. So if you want to download those, you could do that right now. We also have an ADA fact sheet, and then we have our thanks to the ADA template, and we'll be talking about that later on. So my name is Erin Smithers. I am the Information Referral Coordinator for the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project. We are a division-funded program of the ARC of New Jersey since 1983. We support the state's largest network of individual self-advocates and self-advocacy groups. We also provide comprehensive trainings, resources to self-advocates, direct support professionals, and agency personnel, as well as ongoing, we're doing a lot of things on our social media as well if you want to check that out. So in the interest of time and respect for individual privacy, I'm not going to be addressing individual legal questions related to the ADA during this webinar. We just simply don't have the time. Today, we're going to be discussing details about the ADA as it relates to assistive technology. However, if you do have specific questions and you need to consult with a legal professional, we recommend that you reach out to the legal protection and advocacy organization here in New Jersey, which is Disability Rights New Jersey. And they are going to be a big part of this webinar, so we'll be talking more about them later. So today we're going to discuss the role of assistive technology, or AT, as it pertains to the ADA, the evolution of assistive technology, and how to purchase or try out different types of assistive technology. So there's 5 titles total in the ADA. The first title deals with employment. So it highlights the necessary accommodations that are to be made for individuals in the workplace. Title 2 deals with public services provided by the government. So it addresses the availability of public services to individuals with disabilities, things like public transit, parks, buildings and resources and services that are available, like municipal buildings, libraries, things like that. Title 3 deals with private entities, so it outlines the responsibilities of private entities for public accommodations and services, things like shops, stores, restaurants, things that are privately owned but available to the public. Title 4 deals with telecommunications, so it addresses changes to telecommunications made to accommodate various disabilities. And then Title 5 is miscellaneous, so it contains various provisions and relationships to other laws. So let's do our first poll, well, our only poll. So assistive technology is a part of which title do you think? And you can select more than one, you can select all, you can select none. So do you think assistive technology is a part of Title 1, employment, Title 2, public services provided by the government, Title 3, private entities, Title 4, telecommunication, or Title 5, miscellaneous? So we have a bunch of different answers. So 67% says Title 1, which is employment, 54 for Title 2, 36 for Title 3, 52 for Title 4, and 33 for Title 5. So it's actually all 5. So you're all right. Assistive technology is a part of each title because it is any item, piece of equipment, program, or system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of persons with disabilities. So assistive technology can be used in every area of your life, which means that it's going to affect every area of the ADA. So we'll go through each title and talk about, which devices you could use to help in that area. So Title 1, employment. We have communication boards. We have magnifying devices. So the last one is a stylus or a pen holder. So Title 2 is public services, and there are items like portable ramps, a different kind of magnifying device, and apps you can use. This one is Be My Eyes. So this is a really cool app if you haven't heard of it. It pairs people who have vision impairments with people who can answer questions for them. Simple answers, questions like what they show here. Which one is the tomatoes? Has the milk expired yet? It's free for all of the users and the volunteers. So if you haven't, I highly recommend joining this. It's a pretty cool app. So for private entities like stores and restaurants, we have reading pens, which are really cool. You can scan the pen over a word or sentence, and it will either give you a dictation, a definition, or just magnify it for you on the screen. So there's a lot of capabilities with that. Some reading pens also will transfer whatever you scan to your computer so you can print it out. There's hearing devices or noise canceling devices, and Live Scribe pen and notebook. So this is really cool. You have a special pen and a notebook, and when you start writing in your notebook, it's going to record the audio around you. So if you go back to your notes, you can click on any portion of your notes and it will play the audio so you can get a better understanding of what you were hearing when you were writing that. And maybe if you're attending a lecture or you're trying to take notes on a class, you can hear what the instructor is saying. Some notebooks will also connect to your computer, so you can download everything on your computer and again print it out. And some notebooks are reusable. So you can just delete everything on the page and start fresh when you're done with the class or when you want to talk about a new subject. So Title 4 is telecommunications. So obviously we have telecommunication devices, texting, phone, but also any sort of phone, tablet, or laptop can be used for telecommunication. You can use that for FaceTime to use sign language, text messaging, emailing, or other apps that help with communication. And then our miscellaneous Title 5. So things like a wheelchair, which you wouldn't think of as assistive technology, but it is. Some bathroom hardware, or also Amazon Echo or Google Home devices. So some more examples of assistive technology. They're going to be ranked in categories. So we have some no-tech or low-tech devices, like paper communication boards that you can make yourself, magnifying bars, slanted surfaces for writing, switches, which are basically big buttons that you can use to perform any number of tasks. You program it, so you program it to do whatever you want it to do, either something on a computer or something for a game, whatever action you would like it to do, you program it yourself. And then hand grips, like we saw the stylus holder earlier, or the hand grips on the pencils here. And then vision boards, which are really cool. Before I was with the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project, I was a job coach. And I used to make these boards for a lot of the people I helped. And it's great because it's very low cost and you can tailor it exactly to what the person needs. So you could take pictures of them performing tasks so that they can use that to remember what tasks they need to do throughout the day. You can use words, you can use pictures of items so they know what needs to be done or what order things need to be done. So vision boards are fantastic because, again, they're extremely cheap and easy to make and can be tailored specifically to whatever you're making them for. Then we have some high-tech devices, things like eye gaze or head trackers, special purpose computers, again, tailor-made for whatever you need them to do, e-readers, which read off words on your screen, tablets, laptops, computers, and reading pens like we talked about earlier. There's also physical hardware. So we mentioned wheelchairs, but there's also prosthetics, walkers, or braces, mounting systems, power lifts, like in the picture. That's a pool hoist, so someone can get in and out of a pool. There's straw and pencil holders and positioning devices as well. There's computer hardware, so physical items you would use with your computer, things like switches or joysticks, specialized keyboards, and there are so many specialized keyboards and adaptive mice out there. That's really cool. Large, buttons, large print, some keyboards with braille, adaptive mice that can be strapped to your hand if you want, or have a certain number of buttons that you can program to perform certain tasks. There's also pointing devices, magnifying screens for your computer, and smart pens and notebooks like the LiveScribe pen and notebook we talked about earlier. And computer software. So these are things that go in the computer. So things like screen readers or text to speech. So speaking aloud to your computer and having it print out what you're saying. Timers, which can help people focus or become more organized. Tons of applications, and we're going to go over a few of the really awesome ones I found later. Digital recording programs, so you can record something and listen back to it later or watch it later, and word prediction software. And then there are specialized learning devices, things like electronic worksheets. A lot of these are used in schools, phonetic spelling software, talking calculators, and the one I have pictured here is also a talking alarm clock. Variable speed recorders, which are pretty cool. You can record somebody talking and play it back at a different speed. So if you need it to slow down a little or speed it up, whatever you need to better understand what they're saying. LiveScribe pens and notebooks. I know this is listed now for the third time, but they're so cool. And interactive programs. So doing things like recording yourself or recording someone performing an action and learning by modeling what you watch. So you actually are probably already using assistive technology and you might not even realize it. Some common assistive technology items are glasses or contacts, Amazon Echo or Google Home, which can do so much and is so accessible for everybody. Large print icons maybe on your computer or on your phone, headphones to help you hear better, using a smartphone or a smartwatch, and then of course tablets or computers. So here is a quick video on how you can use assistive technology to help someone else instead of helping yourself too.
Hello, I'd like to take a few seconds of your time to say that some of our patients and service users rely on lip reading to communicate, and wearing a mask makes lip reading almost impossible. I've found that using this app called Google Live Transcribe and other voice-to-text transcribe apps can be really, really beneficial in communicating with those patients. If you found this helpful, please share. Thank you, and stay safe.
So this is Google Live Transcribe, and it's available for free on any device. And I think that's pretty awesome, especially since a big issue with wearing masks is it's really hard for people who read lips or need that kind of assistance. So now you can literally just talk into your phone in a free app that's available for everybody and help communicate with someone and help someone communicate with you. So there are a lot of assistive technology. I only mentioned a few, even though it seemed like a lot. There are so many more out there. So to help you choose the right assistive technology, you can visit a lot of resources. This is the Assistive Technology Industry Association, or ATIA. and they're one of the nation's leading resources on assistive technology. So if you're working in the field of assistive technology, this is a program that you use a lot. So they say, most often, the choice is a decision you make with a team of professionals and consultants trained to match particular assistive technologies to specific needs. So in a perfect world, that's what would happen. You would have a team around you, you would try different devices and find something based on what the consultant recommended that could help you. However, that's not always the case, or you might not have that team around you and you don't know how to reach out to someone. So in different scenarios, there are different people that can help you. So if you're in school or you're trying to help someone who's in school, you would go to the school and ask for an occupational therapist. Some schools already have them on staff, some have to bring them in, but then they would give you an assistive technology evaluation. So the school would pay for the evaluation, and the occupational therapist would then write up a report and give recommendations, and the school would decide then if they are going to pay for that, if they're going to split the cost with you. It's a case by case, it's not a blanket for everybody. It's always case by case and person to person. So it's different for everybody, but that's the way that you would go about if you were in school. If you're out of school or you're in college, you're in work, you would go through DVRS, which is the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation Services. And they serve any eligible individual with a physical, mental, cognitive, or other disability that has an impairment that prevents the person from finding or maintaining employment. And one service that they offer is assistive technology evaluations. So if you need something to help you at work or with college, or post-grad, something that you're doing like that, volunteering even, they might be able to help you. Again, it's case by case. You would contact DVRS, and their information is in the resources page, and it's at the end of this slideshow. And you would fill out an application, and then they would have someone come and do an evaluation, make a recommendation, and again, it would either go through your employer to see if they can afford a reasonable accommodation like that, or if it would be something that you split with them. Again, it's case by case. So if you need something for your home, so something like a ramp put in or a chairlift, something like the bathroom hardware that we saw, you would go through the New Jersey Department of Health Services Supports Program. Again, their information is in the Resources tab. Their supports program is a Medicaid home and community-based service. It's a waiver program. So it provides services for New Jersey adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities who live in their family home or their own apartment or home. It helps assist them to live as independently as possible. To be eligible for this program, however, you need to be 21 years old. You need to be eligible for DDD services and Medicaid. And you cannot be enrolled in any other Medicaid waiver or any other waiver program. So they typically, in most cases, will pay for most, if not all, of the upgrades or assistive technology that you need for your home. However, again, it's case by case, so it all depends on your situation and what you need. So you would reach out for them, and their information is in the resources handout as well. And then you always have the option just to pay yourself. So for something that's like an app on your phone, or a live scribe notebook or pen, something like that, where it's not crazy expensive, you might just decide it's easier to pay for it yourself and buy it yourself, and that's an option as well. So now that you know who to ask for help, this is how you can go about to buy assistive technology. So every state is federally funded a certain amount of money to have programs to help assist with assistive technology. In New Jersey, these are the 4 programs that are funded through DRNJ. DRNJ, Disability Rights New Jersey, gets that pot of money from the federal government, and they hand it out to these 4 programs. So we're going to go through each one because each one does something a little bit different. So first is Advancing Opportunities. This is a really cool program. So it's Assistive Technology Center, and their website is on the bottom there. They are a free lending library, and they have occupational therapists on staff as well. So what they do is they actually lend out assistive technology for you to try for free, and they include a shipping label so you can return it when you're done for free. So you can lend things for about 4 to 6 weeks, they said is the typical time. So it gives you enough time to try things out, see if you like them, especially if they're very expensive. So you don't have to put out all of that money on something that might not work for you. So here's their website. So assistivetechnologycenter.org. And they have it broken down: AT for home and living, AT for school and learning, and again, AT is assistive technology for work and earning, and then augmentative communication. So they also have, like I said earlier, it's free for any New Jersey citizen. So that used to not be the case, but now it's free and open to anybody. You don't need a prescription, you don't need a referral. You can just contact them and they'll help you, which I think is just so awesome. They also have a lot of resources at the bottom, but here's where you'll see their Technology Lending Center. So this is their information. Like I said, a free service, which is really cool. That's their phone number and their email, and I'll post it again after this video. But they have it broken down. So if you're looking for something to see if they have, you can check right on their website. However, just be aware that their website is not always completely up to date because things are coming in and out. So they try to keep it as up to date as they can. However, your best bet is just to call them. So you can break it down by category. This is really helpful if you're not really sure what you're looking for. So they have a lot of categories. You could also search by manufacturer, which again, if you're not sure exactly what you're looking for, they do have, so you'll see I clicked on this and there's nothing found. So they do have that any option at the top, which will just give you all of them. So it lists everything that falls into those categories. You can click on it and then you can actually see the device. This one links to Amazon, which I think is pretty cool because then you can read reviews on it as well, maybe see pictures that other people post. So you can search for anything they have. They also have a lot of good resources on their page. So if you're looking for something like another program or another company that can help you with assistive technology, there are a lot of good resources on this page. So here is their information. So Norm Rothstein is the person that you would contact. That's the main number. That's Norm's email, and then that's the main email. I do recommend just using the general phone and the general email because we know that turnover sometimes can change. While Norm is there right now, we don't know if he'll be there when you need the service. So using that tlc@advopps.org email will just go straight to whoever's in that position, and that can be really helpful. So what you would do is you would call up this number, talk to Norm. You could either ask for a specific device, they take down your information and they ship it out through UPS. You can borrow it for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then they include a return shipping label, so you can ship it back for free as well when you're done. If you don't know what you're looking for, Norm is there to ask questions and kind of hone in on what would be appropriate. Then Norm can also send out different items for you to try. So it's not just, you know, trying one at a time. He could send out more than one so you can, you know, get a feel for the technology and which one would work best for you. They have a lot of different technology at the Lending Center. So when I was talking to them, they listed some of the stuff, but again, she said that there's just shelves and shelves. So they have a lot of computer access devices like keyboards, mice. If there's expensive apps you want to try, they'll buy the app and put it on a tablet and then mail you out the tablet so you can try the app for free on their equipment. They also lend out laptops, communication devices, tons of switches. They have liftware, which are the stabilizing silverware. They have that LiveScribe pen and notebook that I love so much. They also lend out Amazon Echo devices, and we're going to go into that because, again, that's such a great tool for everybody. And then just so much more. So they have a very good selection. So again, it's super easy. You don't need a referral. You just call them up and they'll help you out. So their information is also in their resources handout. So the next program was NJCART, or the New Jersey Coalition for the Advancement of Assistive and Rehabilitation Technology. And they're basically there for networking and resources. So NJCART works with DRNJ, Disabilities Rights New Jersey, to offer all of these resources and kind of put everything in one area. So on their website, which is njcart.net, you'll see they have videos and webinars of using different products like accessible gaming for Xbox. And then if you go up, they have different tabs. You can read about them. You can join their membership. They also have just amazing resources. So it's organized very well. The links are right there. It's all very easily accessible. So I do recommend checking them out if you have any questions about anything related to assistive technology. So you see they break down assistive technology services. So that can include evaluations. Then they break down what assistive technology devices are. They have ATIA's resource, and then they have a bunch of other resources available for things in the field of assistive technology. So I definitely recommend checking them out. And then there was the Goodwill Home Medical Equipment. And it's a place where you can go and try some items, but it's mainly medical equipment. So it's not going to be things like computers or laptops or Amazon Echo devices. It's going to be things like walkers, scooters, bathroom hardware, things like that. They do have hospital beds as well. So how that works is they get everything either donated or they buy it used. And you can see right here on their website, this is their warehouse. So it's a very, very large warehouse that you can go to and physically see the items. You can try them out. You can't lend them. So it's not like a lending library, but you can go and physically see them and you know, see if they work well for you. Also, what's great about this is that you don't need a prescription or a referral either. You can just go right in and buy anything there. So because they get everything donated and they get everything either used or, you know, slightly new, this is probably the cheapest you'll be able to find all of these items. So if you have some trouble with, you know, insurance offering to pay for things, or you just don't feel like going through insurance, you have the option to just go in there and buy it yourself. So you'll see here they have a 16,000 square foot warehouse. They do have hours of operation. However, I don't know how they are working with coronavirus. So you might want to call before you decide to go down. You might have to make an appointment. I'm not really sure how they're operating right now. But I do know that they are still open. You can also use their website to buy certain things or see products. So they do have a lot of categories over here. Cushions and support. You see for some of the things, it says call for price. So it might be because it's more expensive or because it might not be available. They have a limited quantity of it. So they just want you to call just to make sure it's available and how much it is. So they have a lot of different categories, a lot of different items. But again, you'll see it's all medical equipment. But what's really cool is that you, like I said, you don't need a prescription. You don't need a referral. You can just go right in and try things and make sure it works and it's right for you. Some things you can buy right on this website. So just like you were shopping on Amazon or, you know, any other online shopping, you would just pick your options and then go up to where it says what's available, pick which one you want, add to cart, and then it's right there. So you can get it shipped right out to your home. Some of the stuff, like I said, not all of it. Some of it, they want you to call first. So it's a great option if you're not really sure if like a wheelchair is going to be comfortable for you, or like I said, you're having issues with insurance or another program paying for it. This is the cheapest you're going to find it. And you can contact them here, but here is their information. And it is also in our resources handout and at the end of the slideshow. So they're located in Belmar, and that's their phone number. And again, that's their website at the bottom, goodwillhomemedical.org. So the last program that DRNJ funds is Adam Krass Consulting, and Adam does virtual consultations, evaluations. He makes videos and webinars on different items and how they would work. He also is able to get his hands on new technologies, so you're able to beta test some new things that are coming out. So this is his website, adamkrassconsulting.com. And this is what it looks like. So there's his information. He has that little blurb right there that says that he is operating through Corona. He's not doing in-person visits, just FaceTime, Skype, Google Hangout, or Zoom, and he's operating in the USA only. So these are the services that he offers. Like I said, evaluations, consultations, professional development. What's really cool is he also offers accessible musical instruments and accessible art tools, which I haven't seen on the other websites. So if you are looking for something like that for school, or even, you know, for your hobbies, because all of your life should be, you should be able to be independent and enjoy every aspect of your life. You have that option as well. So that's Adam. Hi, Adam. A little bit about him. And here's his information. So that's his email and his phone number. And again, his website is at the bottom, and it's in our resources handout as well. So finally, let's talk about Disability Rights New Jersey, who gets that federal funding and gives it out to these 4 programs. Their website is drnj.org, and they have so many resources. I would make Disability Rights New Jersey your first stop when you're looking for resources, because they just are so thorough and they have so much information. So they talk about, again, who they are, what assistive technology is, and then on the left, they have a lot of different options. So the Assistive Technology Network of New Jersey is the 4 programs that we just talked about right here. And if you click on those links, it'll take you right to the websites we just visited. And then they also have a ATAC awarded funding programs. So all of these programs also are given some sort of funding to do different things. So you're able to check in with those programs too to see what they can offer for you. And then if you go back up and over to the tab, we have the Cartwheel directory. So NJCART and DRNJ work together to make this fully inclusive directory, which is just pretty much all-encompassing. So they have it broken down, you'll see, by devices, services, and then even by county, which I think is so nice, so that you can see what's available near you. Our state might be small, but it's still very vast. So it's nice to get something that's located right by you. You can also see where to find device demonstrations. So again, it's those three advancing opportunities, Adam, Krass, and Goodwill, and how to get loans through, this is advancing opportunities. Reutilization, so that's important, right? When you get a piece of technology, it's not going to last forever. So there are places that can fix your technology devices, places that can refurbish them, or places where you can just get upgraded and updated items. They also offer information on how to get loans in case, you know, unfortunately you can't get any other assistance. So they offer state government programs and then federal government programs as well. So there's a lot of resources to help you try to get what you need. And then their information and referral page is very long. There's a lot of resources they offer to you. And a lot of these we've talked about, but again, I would make disability rights your first stop if you're just looking for, you know, anything. They have everything on here. And this is just gonna keep going. It's a lot of resources, which is fantastic. We're almost there. So I like that it also gives you a little breakdown of what the program does too and who it helps, so you can see if it's, you know, something that will be beneficial to you. So it just keeps going. It's a lot of information. So drnj.org, highly recommend. So now we know what assistive technology is, we know who can help us get it, but if you don't know how to get the most out of it, you're not really going to be using it properly into its full potential. So here's a small video about Apple Home, which is kind of like Amazon Echo and Google Home.
I live in a life, for the most part, that is completely dependent. So anywhere that I can get independence, I'm going to go get.
And that's where assistive technology like Apple's HomeKit comes in.
Hey Siri, arriving home. I use voice recognition, you know, on my iPhone pretty much every day, all day. And now I would go and open the garage door for Karen.
HomeKit is a home automator that connects smart accessories like door locks, window shades, and lights.
Hey Siri, arriving home in our house. Definitely the technology is everywhere.
Combined with Siri and what Apple calls switch control, Todd can navigate his iPhone and control his smart home using external switches and voice commands.
Hey Siri, lock the front door. Between Siri and switch control, I can use my phone just as good as anybody with 10, working fingers and hands. You know how I do things.
At Apple, we see accessibility as a basic human right. For some people, doing something like turning on your lights or opening a blind or changing your thermostat might be seen as a convenience. But for others, that represents empowerment and independence and dignity.
Todd runs his IT consulting firm from home,
I just sent you the report log for the day.
sending more than 100 voice-powered text messages every day. But what's more, he's a husband who can care for his wife.
Technology has completely changed how Todd can operate and where he can function.
Kitchen ceiling light on.
So when I'm cooking, I don't have to stop and do those functions. He can facilitate and do those. Makes my heart swell. You know, there's just a certain sweetness that comes with being cared for.
She's all of it, man. And I want to make sure I produce and I demonstrate that she's worth everything and anything that she wants. To get up every day and go to work. Everybody's valuable. Everybody has worth. Everybody should have the opportunity to demonstrate it. And HomeKit and Switch Control and Siri have given me a lot of value and a lot of opportunities to demonstrate that I'm a quality man and I'm a man of integrity.
So as you saw in that video, a lot of what he used was controlled with his voice. So you're able to use voice control on pretty much all of the new smartphones. You can use it with Amazon Echo, Apple Home, and Google Home. And you can use it to send texts or emails, open blinds. If you have the hardware, you can even use it to open doors, including, like we saw, the garage door. Lock and unlock your doors and your windows, turn appliances on and off. You can use it to select TV shows or music to play. You can use it to set reminders. You can use it to access your calendar. You can use it to contact people. It's just, it's so vast. There's so much that you can do with your voice now if you have the proper hardware and the apps. So you also want to make sure you're utilizing all of the settings on your devices. So like your phone, it comes with all of these things like assistive touch, which puts a button on your screen that you program to do certain things. So if you want to access certain apps or if you want to call people, just you set it up to do that. You can also, you know, enlarge the font. Apple has something called Zoom, which works on every part of the phone. You can use it to adjust the coloring. So daytime, nighttime, inverted colors, whatever's going to help you see. And I know a lot of people, you know, can get headaches from looking at these devices. So whatever's going to help you. You can use spoken font, and Apple has something called VoiceOver, which will read everything on your screen, including phone numbers, text, emails, websites. It also, there's a lot of text to speech to text apps that you can use, and controlling motion. So if you have something like vertigo and things that move a lot can upset you, you can control that on your phones, but also you can make your phone do certain things just by moving it. So I know with Apple, if you shake your phone, you can set that up to do something like send a text, open email, you know, whatever you program it to do. And then you want to take advantage of apps. There's millions of apps out there. We're going to go through just a few. So there's Apple Shortcuts and If This Then That, or IFTTT. It's one of the best automation apps out there. So you set up a series of things to happen. So I use Apple Shortcuts, and I can use it to program when I push a button on my phone. I can then get it to open up my calendar, send me to that location through Google Maps, start my podcasts, and put on, you know, do not disturb on my phone so I don't get interrupted with text while I'm driving. You can set it up to do anything, really. The sky is the limit there. So you can set it up that if you're leaving a location, it's automatically going to send a text to someone to let them know when you'll get home. Or if someone calls you, you can have it automatically go to this program. It's pretty amazing, and like I said, it's all encompassing. You, whatever your imagination can think of, these apps can do. There's Petrolex, which acts as an external hearing aid. P3 Mobile is a video relay service, so it'll help you talk with someone who is communicating through sign language or lip reading. Roger Voice is kind of the same thing, but what it does is it allows someone to speak while using voice recognition, and then it provides a real-time transcript of what is being said. So if you can't hear someone or if you have trouble hearing, that would work for you. Big Keys, literally what it says, it just enlarges everything on your phone, works on your keyboard and your emojis. Envision AI is one of the newer apps. It helps people who might have a limited vision. It recognizes faces, quickly scans and reads from any text or surface, like menus, books, and even handwritten text. It also supports up to 60 different languages. Google Keep is something that we use here at New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project. It's an organizational note-taking app. It lets you add pictures, keeps everything organized. You can add collaborators. It does text-to-speech. You can also take notes by using pictures, text, or even audio recordings. And then it will also transcribe your audio notes or describe pictures as well. And that's, again, a free app offered by Google. Google Maps, you might not think is an accessible app, but they actually have a small group of engineers that work specifically on accessibility features. And within Google Maps, you can use the app to find wheelchair accessible entrances, disability friendly transit options, and you can use turn-by-turn navigation even when you're not in a car, which is helpful if you're, on the street going from one location to another. So there's Dragon Dictation. It's a voice recognition app, possibly one of the oldest. So you speak and then it converts it into text. You can use it for emails, notes, or reminders, and even Facebook statuses. There's Avaz or Jab Talk, which are apps to help people facilitate communication. So they use pictures to help people communicate, develop their vocabulary, or organize words into user-defined categories for even faster communication. There's Lookout by Google, which is an accessibility app for visually impaired persons. So you point the camera at something and your phone will dictate what it's looking at. It works on everything, walls, traffic, potential obstacles. If you're using it to help enhance your site, can recognize things like animals and people. Again, it's free, completely free. Google is amazing with offering all of these free services that are super helpful. And then Live Transcribe, you saw in the other video of speaking into the app and having it just being transcribed for other people to communicate with. So in order to have a smart home, you need to have the smart equipment. So you need to get plugs to have, Amazon Echo or Apple Home communicate and turn on items. You can use doorbells, light bulbs, thermostats, your watches, blinds, locks, TVs, even pet feeders you can use with your voice to give a snack to your pet. You can talk to them through it. And then again, phones and tablets pretty much are just endless with what you can do with them. So we talked a little bit about when the ADA was signed, but it was 30 years ago. So we are celebrating all of this month, the 30th anniversary of the ADA. And in the handout section, you'll see this template. And you can download that and just click right into this speech bubble and input a quote on why the ADA has helped you, what they have done to help you in your life. We're using the hashtag thanks to the ADA. If you would just rather just send us a quote and we could put it in the template, and we're going to be posting these on our social media all month. We already have a bunch up on the website. I know Julia is in this webinar and she has contributed. So thanks, Julia. We're looking to get, as many as we can because the ADA has done so much to help so many people, even though it's still evolving and we're still working on making it even better. We have come a long way as well. So here are the resources. There's 2 pages. So when you download the slides or if you download the handout, all of these resources will be in there. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me through the technical difficulties we had in the beginning. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the questions box. We have a few minutes. I can answer them. I'm going to go back over and see if I can answer any of the questions now. So Sally, you asked if there's an organization that can refer or suggest assistive devices, and I would contact Advancing Opportunities for that. So that is literally what Norm's job is to help you kind of figure out what would be best for you if you can't get your hands on an occupational therapist. And let's see. So Julia, you said my college only has one speech to text program and it is only on the computers in the tutoring center. What should I do? So there are a bunch of free apps you can get for your computer or for your phone. Google Live Transcribe is one of them. Dragon is not free. There is a fee for that. But if you just do a little, probably just a Google search for text to speech or speech to text, you'll get a bunch that come up. And there's a good number of them that are free. But if you can't find one that's free, I would maybe talk to somebody at your school, or you could even try to go through DVRS and see if they will pay for an app that you can use for your classes. So, and Julia, you also asked about accommodations at home, and I would go through the Department of Health Services supports program. So their information is, oops, right here. So supports program, nj.gov, human services /DDD program support program, sorry. So they are the program that helps with any accommodations you need at home. So Kim, there is a copy of the PowerPoint slide in the handouts. And Pauline, you asked if the DRNJ website still has an online inventory of donated equipment back in action. If so, is it being updated on a regular basis? So I'm pretty sure it is still on there. If it's being updated on a regular basis, I'm not sure. It can be kind of hard. I did speak to somebody at Advancing Opportunity who kind of, you know, was talking about their inventory and how it's kind of hard to keep track of what's coming in and out and keeping the website up to date. Your best bet would probably be to call them and see if you're looking for something specific or if they have it in store. And Roxana, you will get a certificate for attending this webinar. You should get it in your email along with the survey. So if you guys could fill out that survey too. Yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Happy 30th anniversary to the ADA, and don't forget to fill out those templates. You can download that in the handouts and sign up for the rest of the webinars we have coming up. We are doing webinars. We have things lined up through September. Who knows when we'll stop? We have such a great turnout. You guys are so attentive, and we really appreciate you coming on and being here with us. So I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for coming.